welcome back to Final Fantasy II. In the previous episode, I defeated the Lamia Queen that impersonated Princess Hilda, went to the Palamysian Colosseum to rescue the real Hilda, but got thrown into the dungeons. Thanks to Paul's intervention though, the rescue was a success. With Hilda back in leadership, the rebel army sets camp near Finn, where we're given the task to defeat the Imperial Army leader at the castle, Gotos. With Gotos gone and the rebel army victorious, Finn is recovered. My next task is to go to Mysidia, for which I recovered the white mask from the basement of Finn Castle. So let's get to it! I set sail, landing southwest of Finn, then go south. New enemies that can be found around here include bombs, enemies with the strongest self-destructive ability, black flans, very bulky and poisonous enemies with a weakness to fire, cockatrices, enemies with a petrifying attack, requiring the use of gold needles or higher level Esuna, and Malboros, decently strong multi-attackers capable of paralysis. I then arrive at the town of Mysidia. Facilities in this town include an inn, a healing statue, an item shop, a weapon shop that sells power staves, flame lances, ogre killers, and ice bows. Flame lances are fire elemental, ogre killers are effective against giants, and ice bows are ice elemental. There's also an armor shop that sells ice shields, knight's armor, thieves' gloves, and giant's gloves, with ice shields being fire resistant. Then there's a magic shop that sells the same spells that are available in Altair, Alom, Boft, Bavsk, and Salaman, as well as 4 new white magic tomes: Barrier, Wall, Swap, and Holy. Barrier grants elemental resistances, requiring higher levels for more elements. Wall blocks black magic, Swap exchanges HP and MP with a target, while Holy deals non-elemental damage that is slightly stronger than elemental spells. I then talk with the townsfolk. One of the mages recommends reading the books at the local library. Another says that the underground statue guards the crystal rod. Yet another says that Minwu went to the Mysidian Tower. A fourth says that the black mask is kept on a small island, but I won already. And finally, a mage says that to break the seal I required 2 masks and a rod that is found on a nearby cave. I then enter the southwest home. The bookshelf here has many readable texts if I use the proper keywords. With masks, I learned that the white mask is to be placed on an underground goddess, allowing the black mask to be placed upon a doppelganger, vanishing. With Ultimate Tome, I learned that Pandemonium had emerged on this world, being banished by Ultima, which was a spell so great it had to be sealed. With Mysidia, I learned that this town was established to seclude magic from the rest of the world. With Wyvern, I learned that they were trained by Dragoons, being capable of carrying 5 people each. With Dragoon, I learned of Han, the first Dragoon of Deist. With Goddess's Bell, I learned that this item was the 3rd item to be used as the perfect key, as the previous 2 attempts were destroyed. With Sunfire, I learned that a star fell to Kashwan, an altar being built for it, housing the Sunfire. With Airship, I learned that this aircraft was possible due to great technological advancement, and with Mithril, I learned of its properties. I then go to an underground cave, finding a goddess statue, placing the white mask on it. After making preparations, I head towards the east, circumventing a mountain range, finding a cave entrance to the southwest. I enter, heading west, then south, opening a chest containing a gold hairpin, which I later give to Maria. I then go back east, then south, opening a chest containing a black garb, which after some consideration I give to Guy. This armor piece gives an agility boost and resists the matter element, found on the stop, toad, break, mini, warp, teleport, and swap spells. I then head further south, then west, going around the wall back east, finding the doppelganger. Since it's still, I place the black mask on it and it vanishes, allowing access to the 2nd floor. I go north, then east, finding a chest that holds a power staff. I then go further east, through a wall, finding a chest that contains a flame lance which I give to Guy. I then go all the way west, then south, finding a room with stairs to the 3rd floor. A new enemy that can be found here is the Flying Ray, strong multi-attackers with no elemental weaknesses at all. I go all the way west, through a wall, opening a chest containing an ice bow that I give to Maria. I then go east, then south, finding a chest that has an ogre killer. Before I can give this to Guy though, I have to deal with some bombs. I then go west, finding the stairs to the 4th floor. A new enemy that can be found here is the Ghost. They drain HP with their attacks and have some nasty spells at their disposal, like Curse 8 and Scourge 16, which is the maximum ability level. I circle this room counterclockwise, then go through a corridor, finding a chest that contains a potion. I then go southwest, entering the center door, finding a room with 3 chests. They contain a Phoenix Down, a Golden Needle, and a Bell of Silence, a battle item that silences all enemies. I then go southeast, going downstairs to the 5th floor, opening the nearby chest that contains a Drain Tome, a spell that drains HP from enemies. effect reversed on undead. I actually got this one as a drop in Finn Castle and taught it to Maria then. This one is guarded by ghosts. I take quite a beating, so I teleport out, rest on a cottage, then go all the way back to the 5th floor. This time I go east, then north, going through a wall, finding a group of 4 chests that each contain a potion. Then I go a bit south, finding a chest with a mini tome. I teach it to Firion. I go counterclockwise around the room, going north afterwards to enter a room with 3 chests. They contain a Drain Tome, an Osmose Tome, which drains MP, effect reverse on undead. I teach it to Maria. Then, finally, I find the Crystal Rod. I leave the cave, then rest and restock in Mysidia, returning to my ship, heading towards the Mysidian Tower. But as I do so, a massive wave hits the ship. Once Firion's group comes back to their senses, they find that Leila is missing. Inside this flashy mass are new enemies that include boltfish, aquatic enemies that absorb lightning and cast it as well, sea dragons, aquatic enemies that launch tsunamis that deal non-elemental damage, and manta rays, yet another tough aquatic enemy. I go west, stepping through damaging acid floor, finding a chest that contains a twist headband, a headpiece with a strength boost that is resistant to the mind element, found on the sleep, confuse, curse, fog, fear, and sap spells. I give this one to Guy. I then go northeast, finding a chest containing a power sash. This armor has a strength boost and resists the body element, found on the stun, blind, silence, and slow spells. I then go west, finding stairs to the 2nd floor. It is here that I find a man that identifies himself as a Dragoon if I ask him about them. By showing him the Crystal Rod, he joins my party. This is Ricard from Diced. He has incredible offensive stats and good HP growth. He even has good spirit, but his MP growth is unfortunately low. Having high sword and shield skills makes him a great frontliner. Of note though, even though he has 2 pieces of armor that boost strength, he only benefits from 1. No stacking boosts from the same stat. Talking with the people here reveals we have been swallowed by the Leviathan. Apparently, it protects the Mysidian Tower by swallowing anyone that has a Crystal Rod. Wait, there's multiples of these? Anyway, there seems to be an escape route that is being blocked by a beast. I also find a chest containing the power armlet. This armor piece boosts strength and resists poison. I give this one to Firion. I climb upstairs to the 3rd floor, going north to open a chest that contains a Gaia Blade, a sword effective against earth enemies. I give this to Ricard. Then I go south to open a chest that contains a diamond shield that is resistant to lightning. This one is guarded by red souls. I then go west, finding the beast blocking a ship. This is the roundworm. This enemy is incredibly strong and bulky. Sounds like a job for the ancient sword, and sure enough, one hit dulls its capabilities, leading to an easy victory, so I can escape on the ship. I make landfall, entering the Mysidian Tower. New enemies here include werewolves, poisonous attackers with average offense and defense, imps, a bit more fragile, they have the incredibly threatening Confuse 16, and vampire girls, undead enemies that drain HP and can charm the whole party to inflict confusion. I go east, opening a chest that contains a staff, then I go north, finding another staff, then I go west through a wall, opening a chest containing a white robe, an armor piece that boosts spirit and resists matter, mind, body, and death. It also has great magic defense. I then go west, finding yet another staff. I then go to the center, climbing up to the 2nd floor. A new enemy found here is the Basilisk, a strong enemy with a petrifying gaze ability. I go west, then north, finding a chest containing a flame shield. I go back to the start of the floor, going northeast, finding chests that contain a flame bow and a flame lance. Feeling a bit battered, I leave the tower, rest and restock in Mysidia, then return to the 2nd floor. I go around the south wall, finding stairs to the 3rd floor. New enemies that can be found here include Devil's Blooms, strong attackers that can envenom and confuse, they are weak to fire, and Malboros Terra. These enemies are capable of both envenoming and paralyzing. I walk through the lava to the west, entering the west door, going to the other side of this wall. I then go all the way east, finding a chest containing a flame sword that I give to Firion. This one is fire elemental. I go to the center, then go northeast, opening a chest containing flame armor, then go west, opening a chest containing a flame helm, an ice-resistant piece of armor. I then enter the north room, finding a mage that turns into a fire gigas, a giant with great stats that is weak to ice, but can hit back row with either fire or boulders. I hit him with the ancient sword, while dealing great damage with the ice bow and ogre killer. I then climb up to the 4th floor. I go west, opening a chest containing an ice shield. I then climb the nearby stairs to the 5th floor, going south, opening a chest containing an ice lance, an ice elemental weapon that I give to Guy as a backup. I then return to the 4th floor, going south, then east, opening a chest containing ice gloves, a fire-resistant piece of armor. I circumvent the wall to go to the center, opening a chest that has a set of ice armor, which resists ice. I then go northeast, climbing back up to the 5th floor. A new enemy that can be found here is the Ice Lizard, fire-weak enemies with an extremely powerful Ice Storm 16 ability. I walk through damaging ice floor, going south, then east, opening a chest containing an Ice Brand, a sword that is ice elemental. I give this to Firion. I then go north, entering a room with a mage that turns into an Ice Gigas. He has higher stats than the Fire Gigas, and is just as capable of throwing boulders. He is weak to fire. I curse him with the ancient sword, and hit him with the dark bow, so the fight goes pretty smooth. I climb upstairs to the 6th floor, going east, finding a chest containing a potion. Then I go south, east, south again, then west, opening a chest containing a wizard staff that I give to Maria. This staff casts a single target Scourge 16 that selects the random target, including party members. I then enter the western room, climbing up to the 7th floor, going east, opening a chest containing spider silk. I then go north, opening a chest that holds a unicorn horn. Then I go east, opening a chest that has Hermes' shoes, a battle item that increases the user's number of hits. It even has a low 10% consumption chance. I then go west, entering a room where a mage turns into a Thunder Gigas, an even stronger giant that casts thunderbolts, but is weak to poison. He surprises me with a critical hit, but I take back control of the situation with a life spell and an ancient sword hit. I climb up to the 8th floor, going all the way north, then east, opening a chest that contains the Flare Tome. This is black magic that is stronger than holy and is non-elemental as well. Before I can teach this to Maria though, I must face a Devil's Bloom and 2 Gotos. I then go to the next eastern corridor, climbing up to the 9th floor, going west, opening a chest that contains a cross, then go east and north, finding a chest holding an hourglass, a battle item that paralyzes enemies. Then I go all the way west, north, then east, opening a chest that has a black robe, an armored piece that boosts intelligence and resists fire, ice, lightning, and poison. I decide to give this to Maria. Wait, why do I hear boss music? That's right, this robe is guarded by a white dragon, an enemy with incredibly high HP, attack, defense, and a powerful Ice Storm 16 ability. I do get the drop on it, so I can curse him with no need for worry, leading to an easy victory. I then go around the wall, entering the 2nd door, climbing up to the 10th floor, finding Minwu, just in time to witness him breaking the seal, sacrificing his life in the process. I enter the room, examining the orbs which grant random party members an additional spirit, intelligence, strength, and agility boosts. Then I examine the central orb, getting the ultimate tome, which is unfortunately not that strong, seemingly due to a bug. As I leave the tower, I notice that the random encounters have gotten a bit stronger than usual, so I make for Finn as fast as possible. Getrea looks ruined, and I see a tornado at the distance. The Emperor has seemingly summoned this cyclone. I report to Gordon. By this point, any power Ultimate could have can't stand up to the cyclone. New keyword learned. I ask him about it. The only way to reach it is to fly to it. I then talk to Hilda. Because of the cyclone, the towns of Altair, Getrea, Palom, and Poft have been wiped out. The cyclone is now approaching Finn. According to her, the Emperor controls the cyclone. Also, Leila is here, so good news, I guess? How did she make it here though? This has been a turbulent journey. I visited Mysidia, placed the white mask on a statue so I can go to the Mysidian cave, where I used the black mask, braving deeper, obtaining the crystal rod. I sailed towards the Mysidian Tower, but got swallowed by a Leviathan, teaming up with Ricard, the last Dragoon. After escaping from the Leviathan, I finally enter the tower, finding Minwu just as he breaks the seal to the ultimate tome by sacrificing his life. With this tome in hand, I return to Finn, but the worst has come to pass. The Emperor unleashed a cyclone, wreaking havoc on the world, and Finn is in its path of destruction. I must find a way to fly to it and stop it, otherwise any resistance to the Emperor's ambitions will be null and void. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, as I finally take the fight to the Emperor.